Wrestling fans, allow me to welcome you to Mischief 9 Mayhem 4! Tonight our main event is the Grave Consequences match between Muertes and our very own Cheeseburger. Our opening match tonight is a 6-man tag team match with a 30-minute time limit, and it is scheduled for one fall.
You are looking live at a jam-packed Thunderbird Hall in beautiful Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as Labor of Love proudly presents Mischief Night Mayhem 4 Grave Consequences.
Now entering the ring, hailing from multiple cities, the team of LaRosa, Hughes, and the duct tape specialist, Morrigan. They are Citywide Street Gang!
Jordan Castle here on the call, so excited to be taking this maiden voyage alongside the one and only Toddy Tondera. Toddy, welcome to the booth.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Happy Mischief Night for the 4th time.
You know what they say, 4th time's the charm.
Especially at the Thunderbird Hall here.
Getting things kicked off with trios, tag team action. Citywide Street Gang with their work cut out for them here tonight.
Now making their way to the ring, from Chicago, Illinois, they are the five-star sophomore, Ben Matthews and Koda!
3 Midwest boys making their way to Philly here tonight with something to prove. And Toddy, from where I stand, there's a very interesting dichotomy on both sides of the ring. Bang and Matthews, obviously an established tag team, decorated tag team, up and down the Midwest. Koda Hernandez, someone who has risen through the ranks of professional wrestling with them, but is not necessarily a usual ingredient in this trio. Likewise, Morrigan, the most recent addition to the Citywide Street Gang, as we saw just a few months ago. So both of these teams these trios, I should say, trying to add a new third element to an established unit.
It seems like the Citywide Street Gang are from ever they wake up here. And of course, back in July, this trio's team defeated Caesar, Bambino, Drew Dreadnought, and of course, Travis Jacobs. From all over the globe is the Citywide Street Gang. But as of recent, Jordan, as we know, they've been butting heads with Billy Avery due to their belief of unfair treatment here at Labor of Love.
And Billy Avery, of course, on the shelf. Dr. Wink taking up the mantle as the Pennsylvania, State Athletic Commission as of late. It's a new era, really, in the ruling class of Labor of Love. And frankly, I hate to speculate, I'm not sure if we'll ever see Billy Avery again. And you know that's something the Citywide Street Gang are all too happy about, as August Matthews with a very wily evasion.
Of course, back injuries are something very, very serious, so we hope that Billy Avery gets well soon. But with Dr. Wink, he actually had me in his office a little bit earlier today. I don't know if you spoke to him, Jordan, but he laid down the law on me, and there's strict rules and regulations I have to follow these days, too.
I think that's just a you thing, Toddy. I don't think that applies to anyone else on the Labor of Love roster, but it's neither here nor there.
Oh, goodness, now I'm nervous.
Got Davey Bang, legal now, in the ring with Tom LaRosa. Again, LaRosa and Hughes, an established tag team as the Citywide Street Gang. Let me ask you, Toddy, beautiful athleticism there from Davey Bang. What does the insertion of Morrigan mean, not just for the Citywide Street Gang, but for Labor of Love as well?
Well, the addition of Shay to the Citywide Street Gang, of course, almost a 20-year pro, the Celtic Tiger, that offers the Citywide Street Gang some leadership and collectively that union here against, yes, as you mentioned before, Bang and Matthews. They're an established tag team, but with Koda in the mix here, I think maybe Citywide Street Gang has the advantage here, but they're not making too many friends in this audience.
Putting that established tag team cohesion to good use here. Double team maneuver, and in comes Koda. What can you tell us about Koda Hernandez, Toddy?
Well, they call Koda the Hellboy, and Raising Cain is exactly what we do here. Oh my goodness,
assisted senton there from August Matthews. Into the cover goes Koda, still a legal man, but a kick out from the bigger Morrigan.
And Koda, of course, representing Latinos Most Wanted. They've been taking over the Midwest as of late, and coming over this side of Philadelphia here.
And Shea Morrigan, obviously a new, and look at this from Martin Hughes. A flagrant and disrespectful breaking of the rules. This is what the Citywide Street Gang's all about. They don't care what kind of enemies they make. They're not here to make friends. As the old adage goes, here to make money, and clearly paying dividends here. Shea Morrigan in control.
Especially with the Citywide Street Gang, it's always about numbers. I mean, you have Shea, call him the duct tape specialist. LaRosa is more of a brawler type.
And in comes LaRosa now, connecting with the midsection of Koda Hernandez here. This is what the Citywide Street Gang as a tag team and now as a trio have always been so effective at, working as a unit, like one fluid brain here. Hughes with a slam, into the cover. Excuse me, Tony.
Yeah, of course, all representing catch point as well. And as you notice, they have quick tags and they're keeping their opponents away from their legal corner. They're over in no person's lane. Quick tags in and out. A step to everything they do.
Cutting off the proverbial ring. Koda here trying to make the tag. Tom LaRosa looking for the intervention, but Koda with an answer for everything the Citywide Street Gang has thrown him. Now using Tom LaRosa as a projectile of sorts. Exploder suplex into Hughes, and here comes Bang.
Well, hey, if more than one Citywide Street Gang want to be in the ring, you have to go 1-on-2, 1-on-3 sometimes.
And you see a Manhattan drop from Davey Bang off the ropes. Famous of sorts to Shea Morrigan. What kind of embarrassment would it be for Shea Morrigan to lose this match on behalf of the Citywide Street Gang in their first ever outing as a trio?
Well, this is a big show, as we know, Jordan. Mischief Night number 4 here. Starting everything off.
Famouser once again. Now August Matthews legal, hooks the leg, but only a 2.
You want to set a tone for themselves in Citywide Street Gang, especially with Shea's experience. It could be quite the embarrassment because, yeah, Bang and Matthews might be an established tag team, but Koda is just kind of added into the trios there. So Citywide has that advantage.
LaRosa and Hughes on opposite corners, leaving the opening for the enziguri kick from Shea, and now Hughes, the big man, sets Bang up for the cutter. Morrigan now.
Assisted cutter there.
Now, assisted inverted DDT moonsault combination cover, and the Citywide Street Gang only a near fall. We're seeing some serious tenacity on display from Koda, Bang, and Matthews.
And Street Gang getting some respect here from our audience. I mean, they're not exactly do-gooders, but they have the respect of labor of love because they show up and show out.
They are the local boys, especially in comparison to their Midwest counterparts. I'm not sure if the audience likes them so much as they respect their body of work here. LaRosa and Morrigan now working in tandem, but there's that cagey athleticism. Davey Bang again landing on his feet like a cat.
Like a paintball double back handspring elbow there.
Now Bang has got to make the tag. He's got Matthews reaching forward, and in comes August.
Something about Bang and Matthews, they have to have pretty strong ACLs for all the pinball flipping they do.
Like the pinball analogy here at Mischief Night Mayhem 4, is from the top. Bang and Matthews with a double foot stomp, call it a quadruple foot stomp, and Koda Hernandez, the legal man, looking to take advantage.
Electric chair position. Oh my goodness, Jordan, what do you even call that?
A spear? Maybe? I call this a cover. And a near fall, but only a 2 there. Say what we will about Shea Morrigan in the early going, but if he wants to be a leader of sorts, if he wants to bring some further cohesion to the Citywide Street Gang, hold on. Dives in stereo from Bang and Matthews. Koda looking to take advantage with a double underhook. Angel's wings into the cover. And a kick kick out once again. If he wants to be a leader, you gotta lead by example, and survival instincts like that, tenacity like that, are a very good way to start.
Oh, they're all begging him up here. 3-on-1.
A numbers game might just be too much for Shea Morrigan. Koda, I believe, still legal here. Now camel clutch applied, center of the ring.
It's really hard to tell who's legal, and everybody's bouncing around like they are.
I do not envy our official one bit. Steve Scharf with his hands full in this one as Martin Hughes wants to change the tide.
Like that.
Gorgeous springboard crossbody. So impressive, Toddy, from a man of Martin Hughes' size. Now stereo haluva kicks. Cover for Morrigan. No! Broken up at the last second by Bangin' Matthews, and I think that was the only recourse for Koda Hernandez.
And talking a little bit more about Hughes, you never expect a big man to be so springy and agile like he is, but holy goodness here.
We call that deceptive agility, and especially with LaRosa and Morrigan watching his back, he's seemingly unstoppable. Bang. Legal once again now. Taking the fight to Tom LaRosa. I mean, this has been an athletic showing from the opening bell, but right now these two slugging it out, Toddy.
And if it goes down,
come on.
I was going to say, yes, if it comes down to it, Citywide Street Gang are going to take any advantage they possibly can here.
And we talk about
with LaRosa.
Talk about the fans liking them, not necessarily respecting them, rather, not necessarily liking them. That is exactly why, as Hughes here gets caught and flush by Davey. Bang again. Morrigan looking for a cutter.
Davey Bang.
Oh, double foot stomp.
Big double foot stomp. A lot of the things with Bangin' Matthews, they come from, in a comic book world, they come from off panel into the screen so much.
Superhero-like athleticism from both of these men, like a regular Batman and Robin. And now Morrigan taking advantage of the electric chair precarious position, and it did not pay off for Bangin' Matthews there, Toddy.
It's almost like when you see two people stacked up on one another with a big trench coat for Halloween. Shea took them both out.
Yeah, not sneaking into any movies here tonight. Might be closer to a snuff film off that Death Valley driver as Hughes.
Wait a second.
Off the top for a BME and a cover from Morrigan. Citywide have done it.
As this contest continued, the respect started to pour in for the Citywide Street Gang, which, I don't know, maybe they'll change their attitude?
Almost winning the audience over here. Attitude change or otherwise, they certainly do not need to change the strategy, because victorious here tonight, seemingly as effective as a trio as they are a tag team. The future very, very bright for this newly additioned Citywide Street Gang.
Jordan, we have to come up with some kind of hand signal or handshake like they have.
It's not going to be cool. I mean, it's not going to be nearly as cool.
You're cooler than me. I think you can handle it.
Toddy, that is also not true.
Run this
it is
bitch.
not saying much. There's the man of the hour. Dr. Wink, the proverbial BMOC, newly minted here in Labor of Love, Toddy.
That ponytail means business.
Means something. Again, representing the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission, taking over from Billy Avery. We don't know when or if we'll see Billy Avery back in Labor of Love in any capacity.
You all know who I am. I am the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commissioner, Wink Valasulu. You all know I've been here before. You all know that I used to run a wrestling promotion until it was torn from my hands. I know wrestling. And I know that wrestling tastes like betrayal. Which is why I'm here. Through my connections at the State Athletic Commission, I asked for the most unprofessional, most unsafe wrestling company in all of Pennsylvania. The answer was unanimous. Labor of Love. about unsafe, for crying out loud. This place is currently run by a guy who broke his back wrestling. So going forward, I will be overseeing the business operations of Labor of Love until these abysmal conditions are resolved. Get used to seeing me. My friends call me Win. You all can call me Mr. Win.
Mister, I suppose, Toddy. Laying down the
He
line.
was a doctor. I guess he lied.
Perhaps medical license revoked. I wouldn't be shocked.
And to say Labor of Love is the most unsafe wrestling promotion in Pennsylvania,
Has a 30-minute time limit, and it is scheduled for one fall.
Here's one I'm really looking forward to. Two technical masters, in many ways, in the infancy of their career, Toddy, already so impressive, already so accomplished.
both making their Labor of Love debuts, too.
You will not find a more determined and tenacious professional wrestler than Robert Martyr.
Now making his way to the ring, from Orlando, Florida, returning from Japan, representing Marvelous Pro Wrestling, Hardstyle, Robert Martyr!
Toddy, here's a little inside baseball for you. I have been with Robert Martyr at a professional wrestling event, and at said professional wrestling event, he has taken out his cellular telephone. He has started watching more professional wrestling. The guy lives and breathes the sport.
Wrestling out of Scottsdale, New Hampshire, weighing in at 170 pounds. Deadliest catch wrestler, Seabass
However, the same can be said of his opponent tonight, a true student of the game, uprooting his entire life to move from his native New England all the way to Southern California to train in the New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy dojo.
Yeah, NJPW Academy graduate, and Jordan, I guess that makes sense. I smelled something. I wanted to be kind before, but my man's got some fish in a net, so I guess that's what that was.
I know you were saying you were a little suspicious. I didn't realize things were quite so fishy, Toddy.
Yeah, I tried to say that off of microphone, and of course Robert Martyr doesn't put up with any shenanigans. The mood changes when Martyr enters any room he's in. In this case, the mood changes even outdoors here at the Thunderbird Hall.
We heard from Box Brown as well, recently returning from Japan in his own right, training at the Marvelous Dojo, competing in Pro Wrestling Noah, a lifelong dream of Robert Martyr in many ways. Seems a little skeptical of the ring attire, the pre-match ritual of Seabass Finn, but between the New Japan Academy of Seabass Finn, between the Marvelous Dojo pedigree of Robert Martyr, both of these men cut from the same cloth in many ways.
Yeah, they call Robert Martyr the South City Stretcher, representing poisoned youth. He's made friends in recent months with Yo-Yo. But I'm a fan of Seabass Finn's shorts. I mean, I actually wear shorts of that nature as well. Of course, not out here in the cold though, Jordan. That's I think that's a fish of a different color.
You have to think the adrenaline willing Seabass Finn onwards, especially after that disrespectful shove from Robert Martyr returning in kind, and Martyr maybe bit off a little more than he could chew here, maybe bit off a little more cod than he could chew, as it were, Toddy. Seabass now, arm drag off the corner.
And Robert Martyr, as you can see, maybe in the best shape of his young career, and flopping like a fish in the corner. Was he taunting Martyr there? I don't know if that was exactly why.
I think trying to get in the head of Robert Martyr. Cover here from Seabass Finn. A layman might look at Seabass Finn, they might see the net. Cover here from Martyr. Beautiful bridge from Seabass to escape. They might see the net and the Daisy Dukes and hear the name roll up here and think, oh, this guy's a goof. This is someone not to be trifled with, not to worry about. I think that could not be further from the truth, Toddy. Seabass uses this unique personality. He uses these silly thrills to get in his opponent's head and throw them off their game, as we're seeing here against Robert Martyr. He certainly has the technical chops to back it up.
I mean, Seabass, that's why they call him the SOB of the 603. And Martyr offering some respect there. I love the curls of Martyr, I have to say, Jordan.
Both beautiful heads of hair on both of these men, and a less than beautiful cheap shot from Robert Martyr. Certainly not making any friends here at Thunderbird Hall.
Recent opponents, oh, big shoulder tackle. Recent opponents for Robert Martyr, Serpentico, Facade. His Rogues Gallery, everybody wants to get in the ring with one Robert Martyr.
Seabass Finn, much like a difficult fish in a net. After a long day at sea, Seabass Finn wriggling away at the last second, and now it's picking between these two. Finn drops down, takes Martyr off his feet, and Martyr barely doesn't hit him. Again, laugh at the Daisy Dukes, laugh at the name all you want. In terms of technical wrestling, technical proficiency, is Martyr taken for a ride here. Seabass has what it takes, Toddy.
Bro, you can hear the audience here. And again, I think this is a knock on Martyr. He's getting into Martyr's head. He knows how serious Robert Martyr can be. And if you take Robert Martyr off his game with this chicanery here, maybe there's some advantage, especially with this audience here. They're getting behind Seabass.
Just now took Robert Martyr off his feet. And be very clear, Toddy, there was nothing gentle about that straight as it was rode down. Big boot there from Seabass.
And Seabass evading Robert Martyr's tactics. Wherever Robert Martyr's eyes are, Seabass tried to get behind or the side of Martyr, but Martyr finally catching up here.
As soon as you say it, Commentators curse on full display. Gnarly backbreaker there from Martyr, hooks the leg. Seabass trying to zig while Martyr zags, or vice versa, but there's only so long you can play that game with the Poison Youth. He is so smart, he is so cerebral. Eventually, he's going to catch up.
I mean, Robert Martyr's been in there with Minoru Suzuki, of all Suzukis, right?
I was on the call for that match against one King of Pancrase, Minoru Suzuki, just a few years back. And for Robert Martyr, it was a real coming out party to prove that, not just, cover here for Martyr, to prove that he can't just hang in the ring with a guy like Suzuki, that he belongs in the ring with a guy like Suzuki. And Seabass looking to prove the same. You can beat the man, as the old adage goes. You can be the man, Toddy.
Especially if you can beat the man who was in the ring with the man who beat the man and such and such.
It's a chain of command. It's a real Kevin Bacon sort of thing. Tilt a little backbreaker here. You see Martyr really zeroing in on the lower back, the spine of Seabass Finn with these backbreakers. What does that tell you, Toddy?
Well, what did I tell you? That he's sick of Seabass Finn flying all around, and he's trying to ground Seabass Finn because he's a mat technician. He's a mat specialist. There's several ways that Robert Martyr could pick you apart, and if Seabass Finn is kept on the mat by Robert Martyr, the advantage is with the South City stretcher.
You're saying it's as much about winning the match, it's as much about strategy as it is making Seabass Finn pay. And Seabass, not one to be shrugged off, not one to be taken lightly. Trading shots here with Martyr, getting the upper hand.
Yeah, there's nothing technical about this. This is just an all-out brawl right now.
It is a slugfest, which I believe are a sea creature in and of themselves, maybe. Wheelbarrow, shoulders down here. No. Crucifix here. Seabass rolls through. Peace of mind.
Calls that the salmon splash, but a lot was taken out of him there, and he's not able to make that quick cover here. I think, Jordan, if he was able to even rest an arm over the chest of Martyr, he might have had the chance, but here the audience at the Thunderbird Hall getting behind Seabass Finn.
Seabass with such explosive offense, and that clearly has endeared himself to the people. It's working wonders against Martyr, but it also means that when push comes to shove, it can be difficult to capitalize with a cover. Meeting in the center here. These two so evenly matched, Toddy. Step up Enziguri. Martyr staggered.
Got him by the Daisy Dukes.
Again, looking for the back, but this time Seabass with a rebound lariat, taking him off his feet and kipping up, making it look too easy, Toddy.
I didn't see that coming, that's for sure, Jordan.
Neither did Robert Martyr. Caught in the corner with a flurry of European hooks, as he calls them. Martyr with the reversal, but Seabass, again, as has been the case this entire match, has had an answer for everything Martyr's thrown his way.
I'd say it's about 50-50 here. No competitor has a clear advantage. Oh my goodness, deadlift.
Gorgeous German suplex into the bridge, but still only a 2 count. It's a true pick'em here, Toddy. You're absolutely right.
Well, it's not a true pick'em for the audience here at Labor of Love.
Absolutely. Rallying behind Seabass, making his debut here tonight. Uh-oh, Seabass calling for the end. Thinking BFB, that best fisherman's buster, but Martyr saw it coming and looking for a pile driver, perhaps. Again, Toddy, if it were a popularity contest, Seabass would have won a long time ago, but Martyr does not care about that. Hook, line, and sinker into the cover, but only a 2.
Goodness.
He hooked him, he lined him, he did not sink him here, Toddy.
Yeah, all the way to the bottom. The bait did not go, but what is it gonna take for either one of these folks? I mean, to be honest with you, they've barely gotten each other down for 2 seconds in those covers. They're right back up.
Easily the longest that Martyr has been down this entire matchup. Wisely rolling under the ropes, forcing the break, and now sending Seabass into him, but Seabass again looking for that lariat. This time Martyr saw it coming and plants him on the canvas. Hooks the leg, but still not enough. Toddy, what's it gonna take here from the Poison Youth?
Well, a lot of these, I mean, they're both, big back elbow there.
This might do it.
Cover here. Both of these competitors are well-traveled, well-scouted. They have to find something different in their artillery closet to introduce to their opponent here.
And as Martyr removes the elbow pad, we might be seeing just that. Winds up, looking for momentum.
A lot of momentum.
Perhaps too much momentum. Gave Seabass the opening. Seabass saw it coming. And now, best fisherman's buster. No, Martyr with a small package. Still not enough. Oh, nasty connection. The knee to the mush there, Toddy.
That almost caught him at the temple there. Oh, well, goodness. Huh?
Caught him with the neck there off the pile driver. And that'll do it. Finn showed a lot of heart on very short notice here tonight, Toddy, but there is just no getting up when your neck gets spiked like that.
He dropped him right on his dome. I don't think anybody in the locker room would be getting up. 7 year in the pros for Robert Martyr, making towns here, but not making any friends, especially here in Mischief, Mayhem 4.
That's what I do. I hurt people. That's what they pay me for. I grew up in violence. I live in violence. That's what I am.
He lives in violence. They pay him to hurt people, and that's exactly what he does.
Scary, scary individual.
The lights on, but nobody home in the eyes of Robert Martyr. Though, Toddy, take nothing away from Seabass, Finn. Talk about victory and defeat. Never has it been truer than here tonight.
And as you mentioned, Jordan, on short notice as well, and the audience appreciates this.
The following match is the Ghouls, Goblins, and Gimmicks match. Presented by Heavy Hitters Thai Boxing. The rules are as follows. Approximately every 60 seconds, a new participant will come out, and they're permitted to use any item of their choice in the match. There is no disqualification. The match can only be won by pinfall or submission after all participants enter the match. And it's scheduled for 1 fall.
Bit of a unique spin here on the traditional Battle Royal Rumble scenario with the Ghouls, Goblins, and Gimmicks match. Festive as ever here tonight, Toddy.
Yeah, and I was going to say, speaking about festive, do you and Box Brown share a closet? You got some snappy coats.
Well, I am no Box Brown. I appreciate the sentiment, but I am no Box Brown.
Participant number 1. With Coach Mike. This is Julesy.
Talk about sharing a closet. You see Julesy sharing the attire with his coach, flying high the flag of heavy hitters, Thai boxing, and I'm very interested to see, Toddy, how that martial arts acumen will lend itself to this frenetic matchup.
Yeah, they called Julesy
And
the denim
participant
firecracker.
number 2.
I don't think he's wearing any denim here tonight. It feels deceptive. It feels like false advertising.
He might have some firecrackers, though.
Well, he's going to need him against this young man. The spotlight has made his way to Labor of Love.
Now making his way to the ring. This is Jose Zamora.
And Toddy, you're going to raise an eyebrow at me, but I really think this might be true. On a card full of international superstars from the likes of Mexico and Australia and all over the continental United States, Jose Zamora may very well be, at least here and now in 2025, the most viral of them all. The first mic'd up professional wrestler. He's built up quite an impressive following over the course of the last several years, from training to debuting to now being a fully fledged superstar. And those are his own words, a superstar.
Making his debut here at Labor of Love, as you said, Jordan, the first mic'd up wrestler, but as you saw, he also came out with a camera too. I guess he wants his own footage.
Well, if you pay attention to the social channels, the Instagram and TikTok of Jose Zamora, he logs his professional wrestling journey. He's mic'd up, not just during his entrance, not just after the bell, but during the match, and sometimes it feels focuses more on content than actually competing in and winning matches. Cannot afford to do that here.
His wrestling evolves as well. You see people coming up with their own additions to professional wrestling. Being the first mic'd up wrestler, I mean, as you see it in professional sports all the time, you see athletes mic'd up on the side, but what Jose accumulates with everything that he has, yeah, a lot of interesting, especially on his Instagram.
Accumulated a great deal of success, a great following, and with that has come a great ego. That was the old adage goes, Toddy. It's not cockiness if you can back it up, and Jose, in very short order, has backed it up all up and down the Northeast here, hoping to do the same in Labor of Love against fan favorite Julesy, who pops it up and lands a devastating headbutt. I can almost guarantee you, fans, the Afro did very, very little to help Jose Zamora.
Yeah, I've met up with Julesy in New York before. I was going to say they have incredible athleticism, incredible balance, just an unorthodox cat.
Again, with Coach Mike by their side. Jules is so impressive here. You see bare feet, slightly taped up here. Devastating impact. That is bone-on-bone contact with Jules' feet to the face of Jose Zamora. And fans at home, oh, hold on here. Coach Mike here.
Little assistance. I think Coach might be the item of Julesy. Of course, each of these competitors could have one item.
And for Jose Zamora, it was that tripod. For Julesy, it is Coach Mike, who's proven very successful with a devastating choke slam.
You know what they say, Ghouls, Goblins, and Gimmicks. Any of those three, Coach Mike is under.
You think he's a ghoul or a goblin? He's certainly a gimmick.
I would say a little bit of all three.
Oh, spinning back fist there from Jose Zamora. Back breaker here, back on back action into the neck breaker. All it takes is one moment, one distraction for Julesy to try to catch his bearings with Coach Mike, and Zamora able to take advantage.
Yeah, the cockiness of Zamora, I mean, maybe back in the day you would see wrestlers with maybe they would carry a mirror around and look at their own reflection. I think in 2025, that's what that mic is. It's for his own personal ego. It's for the own confidence booster. And obviously, if you travel around with a camera with a tripod, you're not going to make any friends.
It's also for that engagement. Zamora, ultimately a businessman, realizes what wonders building his own personal brand would do on TikTok, on Instagram. He's all about becoming the star that he feels like he's been destined to be since he started training in professional wrestling. Hold on. I believe this is our third entrant. Is it the UPS driver? Who is this guy, Toddy?
Oh, I think, yeah, this is there's a package delivery and asking Jose Zamora to sign for this package. I'm not quite sure.
So, the third entrant is this unnamed driver, and his gimmick is the package?
Well, he's certainly not a goblin, so I would think so.
He looks a little ghoulish. Zamora signed, and Julesy taking advantage from behind. Is this the gimmick? I mean, we speculated whether or not it was Coach Mike as a manager, as a cornerman, but perhaps Julesy double dipping here, Toddy.
Yeah, I would say these nunchucks are the gimmick. Oh boy, well it's pretty clear what this gimmick is.
It's Big
Well, that is entrant number 4, Big Calix, recently returning to the ring, bringing a door with him to ringside. It seems as if the third entrant, that unnamed UPS driver, heading for the hills. He said, I've bitten off more than I can chew. I want no part of this. And I can hardly blame him, with Big Calix and Julesy and even Jose Zamora in the ring.
And Big Calix, the world's largest wrestler alive. It's
just
so good
so
to see.
damn big.
So damn big. It's good to see Big Calix back in labor of love as well. Oh, God!
Whole slam from the big man.
All the way down to hell. It's been quite a many years since I first met Big Calix over here in the Pittsburgh area.
And talk about what it means for a competitor to return to the ring after so many years away. You have to think for many of those years, Big Calix thought his wrestling career was over, and now a newfound lease on life.
I mean, usually if you take some time off by hook or by crook, you come back a little rusty. Maybe your confidence isn't as high as it used to be. But I think Big Calix has big confidence and is just big.
You know what they say, though, Toddy? The bigger you are, the harder you fall. And Julesy putting that to test here. Caught in midair and a nasty landing, courtesy of the big man.
You know what you call one of those except for a collision at home plate? It was almost like a Thez press, but through the air.
Now entrant number 5, making their way to ringside, straight from a basement right here in Philly. It's Caleb Walsh. Beating the trash can, his chosen gimmick, so hard that he's denting the thing. Toddy, if that's what he's willing to do to his gimmick, what do you think he's willing to do to the other 10 competitors in this match?
Well, he calls himself truer than true, trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But if we're going to smash our own garbage can, yeah, I mean, what do you think he's going to do to his opponent's head? But I will tell you, Caleb Walsh does not like me. Is not a fan of Toddy, Caleb Walsh. But look at that.
Well, clearly, Big Calix not a fan of Caleb Walsh, so it all comes out in the wash here. Big Calix already such a devastating and imposing force, and with the likes of doors and trash cans in his clutches, how much more dangerous? Oh boy. I was going to say, how much more dangerous does he become? Clearly, Jose Zamora wants to find out here, Toddy.
I don't know if you heard him during it. He says, I'm making all of you relevant. Kind of clout chasing, no?
Well, chasing the clout, chasing victory here in Labor of Love, and a temporary alliance with Julesy here, taking the big man off his feet and returning the favor with a clothesline is Jose Zamora.
And remember here, there can't be a pinfall submission until all competitors have come out for this match. So a lot of this is just happenstance. But something we didn't mention before, each competitor, they may have one item each, but if they bring the item into the fray, your opponent could use that item against you. And here's that package that we looked at
Speaking
before.
of items, that's the Crusher! Is the Crusher the third entrant? We speculated whether or not it was that UPS driver, but I think it's been the Crusher all along, Toddy, picking their moment.
The UPS same-day delivery of the Crusher, and of course, Jose Zamora signed for it, so it's all above board. Fan favorite, the Crusher, enters the Ghouls, Goblins, and Gimmicks match.
Eat your heart out, Bezos. The Crusher like a house of fire. Unpredictable, zany, and dangerous. And here's entry number 6.
Super fresh ace showing out. Here we go.
Another debut.
Adrian Serrano here like a regular Mary Poppins, perhaps closer to Yondu with that umbrella in hand. And make no mistake, a household item, but an umbrella cracked over a person, devastating.
Of course, Adrian is the head trainer with the Skid Row Academy as well.
You see from the top, the Crusher looking to fly. And sandal to Zamora. Toddy, I'm not sure you'll find two more different opposing professional wrestlers than Jose Zamora and the Crusher.
Yeah, I don't think the Crusher even has the internet.
That's why they're still on UPS.
Yeah.
Catching the umbrella. And cracking Julesy. I believe that was meant for the debuting Serrano, and it's Serrano with the last laugh. Super kick. Umbrella in hand once again, and don't look behind you, kid. You're not gonna like the view. Calix now with the umbrella. Oh, good miscalculation there, Toddy.
Yeah, and as we talked about before, these items, once you bring them in the ring, no matter who has them, they could be used on you. You could actually use them on yourself. I mean, who really knows what could happen?
That's right, you are not limited to your specific gimmick. Soriano now. From the top. Gonna be more than a spoonful of sugar to keep that crossbody down, Toddy.
Tell you what, usually when you have an umbrella out like that, you use it as a parachute, but that was just a straight up body press dive.
Entrant number 7, the Pogo King himself. Talk about the viral stylings of Jose Zamora. Milo Mira has had his own viral success over the course of the last year, competing very successfully with that pogo stick, not just here in the Ghouls, Goblins, and Gimmicks match, but up and down the Northeast.
Double blockbuster there, but when Milo came out here, I couldn't even hear myself think, and we're outside, by the way.
Raucous ovation here at Thunderbird Hall, stalking Jose Zamora, a fellow New England boy around ringside. These two no strangers to one another, but now Jose with the pogo stick in hand.
Tell you what, Jordan, how do you plan for someone like Milo?
You know, I'm not sure if you can. Jose clearly with the best advantage in that regard, very familiar with Milo, trying to break the pogo stick. I mean, that sounds strategy. Milo not going to be able to use that pogo stick if Jose bends and breaks it. Trying to bend and break Milo in the process. I think you try to stay as far away from Milo as possible. In a traditional one-on-one matchup, I don't necessarily have an answer, but with this many moving parts here, I think you keep as far away from the pogo wrestler as humanly possible. And now Calix with a goozle to Zamora. That is a hard cement floor outside Thunderbird Hall, and Jose Zamora just got dropped onto it back first.
Big.
You said it, Toddy.
High fives for everybody here.
You know, big is defined by Oxford as of considerable size, extent, or intensity, of considerable importance or seriousness, and Calix certainly just that, but oh boy. Here's this guy.
Next participant, Dr. Ethan Wild!
Now, he may be Mr. Wink, that being the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commissioner, but we still got a doctor after all, Toddy.
Yeah, and we're not just talking about a doctor in the Halloween. We're talking about PhD, the well-read machine here, Dr. Ethan Wild.
Samuel Loomis, he is not. In that briefcase, his chosen gimmick of great effect against Big Calix with a book inside of it, a hardcover book. That feels like cheating. That's again a 2-for-1.
I was about to say, is this...
Taking advantage of Big Calix's love of reading. Doesn't get lower than that. Codebreaker with the briefcase, again using both book and briefcase alike to great effect.
Well, with Dr. Ethan Wild here, he has some familiarity with that briefcase. Before I was going to say maybe Milo has the advantage because that pogo stick, very familiar to Milo, but that briefcase of Dr. Ethan Wild, it seems like that he's had some tricks up his sleeve. But as you said, I don't know if you put everything in a briefcase, if that counts, but here we are.
Entrant number 9 making their way to ringside.
Your next participant, Kefka!
A veteran of the greater tri-state area, you will not find a more unique or colorful wrestler than Kefka the Quiet. Some deranged love child of mime, clown, and luchador now. And he certainly excels at the latter.
Kind of has a speed trail behind him too, with all the tassels.
Felt froggy and jumped, connecting with the face of Caleb Walsh here. Now, what is the gimmick of Kefka, who has a broadside gimmick to ringside?
Well, I'm not quite sure here, but I do know that Kefka has some unique abilities here.
Putting that uniqueness on display, again, goading Dr. Ethan Wild in. And you can't pick a more perfect subject for this type of strategy than Dr. Ethan Wild. Such a short fuse, so irritable is the good doctor. Again, the mime practitioner of Kefka. And is that the gimmick?
Yes.
Is it the invisible box?
It is the, yes, I don't think the doctor could fit through. And wait a second here, Jordan. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Dr. Ethan Wild is stuck.
I thought for a moment Kefka was protecting himself, but all along he's been trapping Dr. Ethan Wild in this invisible box. Nowhere to go.
There's no escape.
What's
If
in the
you
box?
wall in
I
your
guess we have our
opponents.
answer. It's Dr. Ethan Wild, entrant number 10, making their way to ringside here, Toddy.
The next participant, Samuel
Fazzy over the top with a missile drop kick connecting with another greenhorn and Adrian Serrano. And this is really where you want to be. Again, the match cannot be won or lost until all 11 combatants have entered the thing, but the later you are, the fresher you are, the more likely it is. Ow, a broom from Calix. As I was saying, the more likely it is you'll survive through the finish line. Easy for me to say, but Calix in firm control right now, Toddy.
Yeah, I mean, Julesy, Zamora, I mean, even the Crusher, they've been here for quite some time.
It's a
I
game
think
of
Dr. Ethan Wild is still stuck on the outside there, so I think we got a cast of Amontillado type situation.
Listen, if Dr. Ethan Wild is somehow able to escape the invisible box, then perhaps it's momentary protection. Perhaps it keeps him fresh, but that is a major asterisk, because I'm not sure how, I'm not sure how you escape the sorcery, the wizardry of Kefka the Quiet. Hold on, the pogo stick not broken yet, as much as Jose Zamora attempted it. Some height from Milo Mira. Oh! Wiping out the field.
Sky
Pogo
Twister
for
press.
life.
I think that, took that pogo to the garage, got her fixed up, and we're bouncing around again with that Sky Twister press.
That's a chainsaw. Jose Zamora with a damn chainsaw in hand.
Well, I mean, sure, this is a gimmick, but, everybody's having fun until somebody brings a chainsaw to the party.
This is no death match, perhaps taking the Ghouls part of this all too literally. Ash Williams, you are not, Jose.
Come on, Pogo Boy!
Our final
compatible.
11th entrant making his way to ringside, and the time for fun games are over.
Mako is a striking specialist, background in MMA, BJJ, black belt, and as you said, kind of a serious cat here. But wait a second here.
Milo pogoed back onto the apron, and no effect on Mako. Fauci now feeling the wrath with a Saito. There are very few men who could march into a professional wrestling ring. I said, not a wasted motion, not a wasted moment. As another man is wielding a chainsaw, that's just how cold and dangerous Mako is.
Ice in his veins for sure, but wait a second.
Kefka perhaps trying to trap Mako in the same invisible box that Dr. Ethan Wild is currently caught in, and the kicks of Mako so devastating, they break time and space.
Shattering through that box here.
You see Dr. Ethan Wild still on the outside, still doing everything he can to escape.
Oh, these are the two I wanted to see in the ring, Jordan.
Talk about irresistible force versus immovable object, Toddy.
Big slaps there. Find it funny as we keep mentioning we are outside here, but you could hear these chops, hear these slaps as if they're reverberating off the walls. And what do you think is going on here, Jordan?
Oh, no, I think the big man's looking to fly. The only thing more dangerous than a big calyx is a big calyx through the air, wiping out the field, and Mako again alone in the ring, but here comes the Crusher.
The whole fray is down on the outside, leaving the Crusher and Mako doesn't feel the presence of the Crusher behind him.
Looking for a vice grip is the Crusher. What a notch in the belt it would be for the Crusher to defeat Mako, who since losing that Citywide championship match to Cheeseburger earlier this year has been undefeated against the likes of Tony Deppen, the Mecca, the Beast Mortos. I mean, the role that Matt Mako has been on in recent months here in Labor of Love, it can't be understated.
Simply just dominant.
German. Armbar applied, and Toddy, shoulders down by my count.
Oh.
11th and final entrant. This match can be won, and it is.
The Juji Gatami there, and as you mentioned, Jordan, the freshest competitor had the biggest advantage. Matt Mako victorious.
Barely had time to even comment on it with Matt Mako's insertion.
What a match that was. I haven't seen anything like that.
I should be in title matches. Now whatever the heck this freaking thing was. Whose fault that is? The Labor of Love Citywide champion. Weber Hatfield. He's not even here. Commissioner at? Where's the commissioner at? Commish. When's the next event? December. Whoever Hatfield, I'm calling you out for December 6th. Because there's blood in the water, my friend. And this shark's hungry.
Not mincing words is Matt Mako. He wants a crack at Weber Hatfield and that Citywide championship. Come once more with feeling this December.
It's going to be a cold December come the 6th, and the intensity of Mako is never compromised.
Dr. Ethan Wild still caught in Kefka's invisible box.
I mean, is the doctor going to be stuck in there all night?
I mean, I would love to see that. I gotta tell you.
I mean, he's going to starve eventually.
He's asking this Lucho witch, this Mysterio witch, to help him. Doesn't seem to be very effective. I really hope he stays here all night, Toddy. I really, really hope he does.
I mean, he doesn't even have a chair in there to sit down.
It's cruel.
Yeah,
It's unusual, and another Lucha wish now. Breaking the curse. Wild is free. There's no place like home, Toddy.
That magical skeleton key.
The singles match has a 30-minute time limit and is scheduled for one fall.
Singles action on tap, and Toddy, it's a stacked card from top to bottom here at Mischief Night Mayhem 4 Grave Consequences, but this is the match that far and away I've been looking forward to the most.
Now making his way to the ring from Livia. Hollow. He is the broadsword of Nazmul-Dune. Standing at 6 feet, 222 pounds. Hallowicked!
You cannot discuss the folklore of independent professional wrestling here in the Pennsylvania area without talking about Hallowicked.
And his opponent.
Defeated founder Billy Avery earlier this year as well.
Now we're here at Thunderbird Hall, but I'm seeing some vines starting to grow. I'm feeling some rain. I'm hearing some growls. Toddy, I think we're in the jungle, my friend.
And a special roar to you, Jordan.
Now making his way to the ring. From Mexico City, Mexico. He is 1 meter tall, weighing 28 kilograms. The smallest luchador in the world. This is
You know, Toddy, as of late, the world has felt like a really dark, cruel, cold place. But sometimes you get paid to talk about Microman fist-bumping Jeffrey the Giraffe, and you know everything's gonna be all right.
And Microman, probably one of the coolest people I would say in the world, really.
The kids like to use this word aura. It's never been
Yeah.
personified more than with Microman.
Yeah, shout out Toys R Us. Thank you, Jeffrey, for being a part of Labor of Love this evening.
And I do not want to grow up. I really don't.
Over 30 years experience between the two of these folks. And Microman making his debut for Labor of Love.
Microman, a world-renowned superstar all up and down Mexico. Is Hallowicked looking to thrill him here. Recently seen competing in AAA after the WWE acquisition, and this has been the story of Microman's entire career, right? Opponents look at his size, they realize how much bigger they are than him, they think they're gonna have their fun and play with their food. Do that at your own risk against a competitor as capable and accomplished as Microman.
And that's why they call him the world's greatest wonder.
Drop toe hold here, landing on the bottom rope, and now thinking Tiger feint kick, looking to dial it up, but Hallowicked saw it coming. It's a clear mismatch here for Microman. What's the strategy against an opponent like Hallowicked, like frankly all of his opponents, who is so much larger than you?
Well, look at this, Jordan. I think that Hallowicked is developing a strategy here. He saw that Microman was having a bit of issue getting into the ring, but now he's kind of platooned. He's kind of stuck on the outside here.
He's looking for a count-out victory. Microman asking the official for some help here. And Matt, more than happy to oblige.
Yes, thank you, referee Matt.
That cheap shot from Hallowicked, again, bringing Microman outside the ring, marching him around ringside, really disrespecting the lucha acumen, the worldwide superstardom that is Microman.
Yeah, nobody came here to see this contest end in a count-out, dare I say.
Hallowicked, in many ways it seems, bullying the official, forcing the official to make the count.
And if anything, that's even a quick count. Thank you, referee Matt. Come on now.
Again, paying fans, they spent their hard-earned money. They blocked out this night to see this match. They want a fair fight. Hallowicked, he just wants to get one step closer to the pay window. This is his night. This is his season. And Microman looking to make him eat his crow, or shall I say eat his candy corn here. Gorgeous crossbody there. And again, third time's the charm. The assistance from referee Matt back in the ring.
I'm not much of a candy corn guy. I'm more of a sweets guy. I don't know about you, Jordan.
Candy corn sweet?
I guess so.
It's got a strange texture, I get it. And now look at this, Toddy. It's Microman looking for the count-out victory himself. A little taste of Hallowicked's own medicine. Hallowicked, count up to 5. Strategizing with ringside fans. He could very easily get himself counted out here, Toddy. Now realizing the dire nature of this situation, breaking the count, but looking for further reprieve.
Microman, that is enough.
He's got
grabbing
him
Hallowicked by the horn.
Could you say Microman is feeling horny? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's Halloween. It's fine.
Hallowicked now. Catching Microman. Lucha style arm drag. And again. This time, Hallowicked's got him up and got him down with a backbreaker. As we spoke to earlier, Toddy, the backbreaker is such a devastating maneuver. The knee, one of the hardest bones in the entire body. When your knee is quite literally the same size or damn near as close to the entire body of Microman, that's gotta be devastating.
Hallowicked here with a little bit of a guitar solo.
Cover. Playing the hits here. And only a 2. Again, Microman is as small as he is tenacious. He is as small as he is gutsy. And on both counts, that is very. Catching the boot of Hallowicked going for the traditional enziguri counter, but Microman too small. You often think of the height as a disadvantage. Right there, it was anything but.
I was about to say the same thing.
Crossface now cinched in here, Toddy. Are we going to see Hallowicked tap?
Trying to get to the ropes. Oh, goodness.
Reaches that bottom rope, forces the break. Very quickly, this one has turned in the favor of Microman.
Microman, of course, fighting from underneath, but up and over goes Hallowicked. Oh, Hallowicked is now so much taller than Microman.
Even asking for a timeout. First he breaks the count, looks for more time on the outside. Now he's asking for the timeout here? What is this? Giving a gun show to the fans here tonight at Thunderbird Hall. And again, referee Matt, ever the difference maker, catching Hallowicked up in the trio roll, courtesy of Microman, who lands the drop kick. And now, shoulders down, but a kick out from Hallowicked.
Yeah, playing around a little bit too much, as you mentioned before, Jordan. Microman, of course, been around for a long time as well, and I think he's just sick of the games that Hallowicked is being introduced here. And now, I was going to say, with Hallowicked on his knees, finally down, seeing eye to eye.
And we are past the point of the feeling out process. We are past the point of chicanery. Hallowicked and Microman alike turning it up a notch. Microman with 2 words for Hallowicked. Those being home into a German suplex from the legs once again.
Jordan, have you ever seen a German suplex by just grabbing onto a leg and throwing someone back like
Only
that?
in the other Microman matches I have called. He is truly one of a kind, Toddy. Cover! No, kick out from Hallowicked. And there's where that size disparity comes into play. Immediately Hallowicked able to reverse the weight. Microman back at his shoulders. And this might be it, Toddy. The lower back, frankly the entire back, drilled into that turnbuckle. That is a hard steel turnbuckle. Yes, very thin layer of padding there, but very little help for Microman. That's Hallowicked going for here. Oh, nobody home.
Nothing in the pool there.
Microman saying, take a seat. And speaking of, well, talking about being horny, Hallowicked's not going to be after tonight.
Bring to Hallowicked Skittles.
Tiger Fang kick once again. We saw him set it up earlier. This time, Microman looking to dial it up. Tiger fake kick caught a 619. It might be the game-ending maneuver for Microman.
And it looks like Jeffrey from Toys R Us is quite excited.
The entire audience here in Philly are very excited as Microman sets up for this rebound. Will that do it?
Bomb.
Yes, it will.
Tonight, Jordan.
Microman defeating Hallowicked on his own dang holiday season. That's gotta sting for the Philly veteran.
You know, tonight there are grave consequences here at Mischief Mayhem for.
After watching and calling that match that we just watched and called, Toddy, I have never agreed with one John Oliver more than when he said, professional wrestling is better than the things you like. Big win here tonight for Microman in his Labor of Love debut.
The following singles match is scheduled for 30 minutes. And it is for one fall. One fall!
More singles competition coming your way. Again, two Labor of Love debutantes. They're going to prove their salt here, as they say, Toddy. You never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Doesn't compete, she commands, as you heard Box Brown, all the way from Perth, Western Australia, to be part of Labor of Love.
It comes from down under, has competed everywhere from Japan all up and down Europe, but has never faced the likes of the scrappy, the wily, the debuting Livia.
Her way to the ring from Providence, Rhode Island, Livia!
And of course, what Livia lacks in experience, certainly size, compared to Lena Kross, she makes up for an experience, not necessarily as a professional wrestler, as an active competitor, but as a generational talent. It's in her blood. Her father's been doing this her entire life, and that is the type of mindset that you only get growing up in a wrestling family, Toddy.
Yeah, especially with that gymnastics background. Some prickly edges to Livia.
Same can be said of Lena Kross here. Talk about underestimating, talking about disrespecting Livia here. Livia not going to stand for it.
On the independent scene, the hottest commodity these days is Lena Kross here. Oh, look at that power.
And as a result, something to prove for both of those women. Lena Kross looking to maintain that spot, looking to maintain that standing at the top of the food chain. Livia looking to garner it. Something's got to give here, Toddy. Waistlock here attempted from Livia. Again, a deceptively powerful competitor in her own right, but essentially has to leave all that at home. It's the size of 6 feet plus Lena Kross, excuse me.
I mean, Livia too, I mean, it would be a heck of a win for her here at Mischief Mayhem Night 4 if she's able to defeat Lena Kross. What do you think that would do for her young career?
It would skyrocket. Lena Kross, not just a hot commodity on the independent, someone who has been on the biggest stages, in the AEWs, in the WWEs, in the progresses, again, all up and down Japan. As we said earlier, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. In this case, to be the woman, you gotta beat the woman. beating Lena Kross, much easier said than done, Toddy.
Lena Kross, of course, number 99 in Pro Wrestling Illustrated's top 50 women of 2025.
Around we go. This is what Livia's got to do. He's got to rely on that athleticism. He's got to rely on that quickness to take the poise of Lena Kross off her game, but as soon as I say it, caught in midair for a flyaway slam.
Lena's just a powerhouse in there.
Cover. And a kick out here. And that's not necessarily something that Livia usually has to contend with. I think it's fair to say in the infancy of her career, the first year or so as a professional wrestler, she's mainly faced competitors who are about the same size as her, maybe a little bit smaller. The height of Lena Kross is such an intangible and so hard to contend with, especially this young into your career.
Physically, and also her aura is even towering.
Yeah, she is cool, she is calm, she is collected. Everything you say to her, everything you throw at her, just rolls off the back of Lena Kross.
I think this is an opportunity for Lena Kross, especially with her attitude here. I think she really wants to make a point to Billy Avery, to make a point to Labor and Love.
Excuse me, to make a point to Mr. Wink now.
Oh boy, yeah, well, there goes that. I guess that's why I'm in his office all the time.
Yeah, it's just you, Toddy. Basement lariat there from Lena Kross. A cocky cover here, not hooking the legs of Livia. What do you make of that, Toddy?
Well, I think, as I mentioned before, I think she wants to make a statement here. She wants to embarrass Livia. As you mentioned before, universally decorated is Lena Kross. Livia, a bit younger and still coming up in the game, and I think Lena Kross knows that and is trying to put it into the face of Livia.
Livia holding onto that top rope, trying to escape this ugly landing by any means necessary. Lena Kross, no choice but to throw her off. Livia lands on her feet, now thinking crucifix bomb, but Kross just too big, just too domineering. Livia instead opting for an arm drag. Drop kick, but Kross, control the legs.
What's she have in mind here?
Thinking slingshot in the corner. And the mush of Livia rearranged, courtesy of Kross.
Gonna knock some teeth out. You can't eat those Halloween candies.
Oh, that was the job of the Halloween candies themselves, was to knock out your teeth, but Lena Kross getting ahead of it.
I have terrible, terrible teeth due to candy.
Not due to Lena Kross.
No, not yet, not yet. She hasn't booted me in the face like she did Livia there.
Look at the smile on the face of Lena Kross. Cover.
Kind of sadistic, no?
Kind of sadistic and kind of cheap are those feet on the bottom rope. What does that say to you, Toddy, that Lena Kross, so much more experience, so much more annual experience, so much more big match experience than Livia, a world-traveled superstar, still feels the need to travel those low roads?
Because she thinks this is her ring here, so she can kind of do exactly what she wants to do in it to prove her point.
You think there's any part of her that's maybe recognizing a fire or a spark inside Livia, that maybe realizes, hey, these underhanded tactics to ensure the victory that I maybe felt I was entitled to or felt was an inevitability, maybe they're necessary?
Well, if you notice, anytime Livia in this competition has some wind behind her sails, Lena Kross is quick to cut her off and by any means necessary here.
The Fireman's can't read Livia again with an answer here, looking for a sunset flip, but Kross maintains that vertical base. Livia ducks under the clothesline, one of her own. And this is the first time we've seen a real fire here from Livia. The first time she's tried to mount any kind of notable comeback.
It's going to take more than one shot to knock Lena off her feet, though. Duck under here.
It's not about landing shots right now for Livia. It's about evading them, and talk about it, Toddy. Taking Lena off her feet. Standing cross body. Livia's getting going here. Shoulder tackle. And you can see
on the rope-a-dopes.
Absolutely, but really favoring that lower back is Livia. Haluva kick in the corner. Washing the face of Lena Kross here. And now, from the middle rope. Missile drop kick, cover from Livia.
Jackknife cover.
You know, Toddy, it's high risk, but it's sound strategy for Livia. She might not be as physically tall as Lena Kross, but when you're flying from those type of heights, it really doesn't matter.
Well, she's opening up the toolbox and maybe experimenting a little bit here to see what could catch Lena Kross off her moorings.
Clubbing forearm, easy for me to say from Lena. You heard her a little impressed with Livia here. Said, all right, she's got something to offer. And offer it she will. Around we go, but caught in the tombstone pile driver of Lena Kross. No, shoulders down. Ugly but effective. Only a 2. Livia very nearly stole this matchup there, Toddy.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah, Livia knew, and she had to crawl out of that one by any means necessary. I mean, a tombstone pile driver this close to Halloween? Sheesh.
They're going to make Lena Kross rest in peace indeed, and Kross wisely grabbing onto that bottom rope, forcing the break, but I think it's fair to say this is the most desperate we've seen Kross this entire matchup.
Dare I say she came in a little overconfident against Livia. I mean, she was trying to make a statement earlier on in this match, but as this competition continues, Livia, there's no match too big for her, but oh my goodness, as I say that, she gets runned over.
Yeah, I mean, they say pride comes before the fall. At least right here, it is Livia falling at the hands of one Lena Kross. And now, fireman's carry again from Kross. This has really been her Achilles heel. Every time she's gone for this, Livia has had an answer. She's wriggled out of dodge one way or another. You can see Kross getting progressively more frustrated as Livia bounds off the ropes. Crucifix this time lands the mark, shoulders down, but only a 2. Catching the boot.
I don't think Lena Kross thought that this one, as it is, but driven down there.
No! Still only a 2. Toddy, you could have put a piece of paper between the official's hand and the canvas. Still, close only counts, almost only counts, and horseshoes and hand grenades. Livia's still very, very much in this thing.
2.99.
Will she be after that? Nasty impact, neck meet knee. She will not.
The winner of the match, Lena Kross!
But dare I say, Livia stepping up to the competition here. She showed up and showed out.
Yeah, Livia held her own and then some here against Lena Kross. I don't know how many people gave her a fighting chance against a dominant, powerful world-traveled athlete like Lena Kross, but Livia in her labor of love debut, keeping me tongue-tied.
The winner of the raffle is number 717 63 56.
Dang it, Jordan, that's not me.
So close, Toddy. There's always next year.
I won something! Yeah! I won something!
The rest of the
I won something! Fuck you, Dad!
Get it.
It's all about putting smiles on faces here at Labor of Love, Toddy. And with that,
A good deal on tickets, so I tried to throw my hat in.
Toddy, with that, smiles aside, dreams coming true aside,
What do I do?
I believe it's main event
so many things.
time
I never win anything.
here at
Now I got
Mischief
me.
Night Mayhem 4, putting the grave consequences in grave
It is
consequences.
now time for the main event of the evening.
Here are the 3 men we've seen stalking and attacking Cheeseburger in recent months. These hooded, skeletal figures who we only recently found out were working at the behest of the one and only Mil Muertes.
And a chill has come over Philadelphia as you see this casket being presented in front of this labor of love audience, and you can hear a pin drop.
Yes, it's sending these hooded figures, these deities, to attack fan favorite Cheeseburger. Mil Muertes has made his intentions clear. He does not just want to come to Labor of Love and win a match against the former Citywide champion? No. He wants to destroy the former Citywide champion.
The following match is a grave consequences match. To win the match, you must place your opponent inside of a casket and shut the lid. And it is brought to you by Flip Out Productions.
Nice dance moves, Jordan.
This man, a labor of love favorite. In many ways, the heart and soul of this organization. And though he no longer has that Citywide title, he is and forever will be the people's champion, the world famous
now
CB.
making his way to the ring.
Say that the last 6 months have been a tumultuous few for Cheeseburger. Since losing that championship, he's been trying to find his way again here in Labor of Love. And I think this, here tonight against Mil Muertes, this Grave Consequences match, a watershed moment in that regard.
I mean, the mental has been off of Cheeseburger ever since losing that Labor of Love Citywide Championship back in April. And when you're down on your luck, this is not the man you want outside your door. Death comes knocking at Labor of Love this evening.
Looking to take the soul of Cheeseburger by any means necessary.
Now making his way to the ring. From beyond the grave.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. Mil Muertes is here in Labor of Love, and there is no love lost for his opponent, Cheeseburger.
Muertes, much like a predatory animal in the jungle, has been stalking Cheeseburger, recognizing that Cheeseburger's mental might not be up to snuff to what it was after the past 6 months, and you've got to assume that a lot's going through the mind of Cheeseburger right now as he looks on at that casket. It's either do or die, Jordan. We're talking literally.
If you're Cheeseburger, how do you prepare for something like this mentally? You said a couple times now the mental has been off. His mindset has been off since losing that championship. You're already faltering in that regard. How are you supposed to prepare for not only Mil Muertes, but Mil Muertes in his own signature Grave Consequences match? Where do you even start, Toddy?
Well, if you're Cheeseburger, if you're down on your luck for so long, you feel like every match could be your last match. So preparing for something like a specialty match with grave consequences, I'm sure Cheeseburger has to get into the psyche of one Muertes, but that's impossible to do, as we've seen.
And right out of the starting gate is Muertes. It's not just the mental edge, right? It's not just the mind games. It's also that physical, imposing form. He is such a force to be reckoned with. You see it even when he walks through the curtain, when he walks from the backstage area. He is so much bigger and taller and wider than practically everyone on this show. Calix may be the only one who gives him a run for his money, but take nothing away from Big Calix. Has that ring rust we spoke to. Also a well-natured fan favorite. No Muertes, anything but, Toddy.
Dare I say, too, Big Calix isn't trying to stuff his opponent into any caskets, at least that I know of. And Mil Muertes, the back the size of a barn door.
With a labor of love, faithful, rallying behind Cheeseburger here. That's going to be his only recourse. From where I stand, the love and support of his native people here, that's going to be the only thing that can will him towards victory here in this Grave Consequences match. And even that might not be enough.
And you mentioned that word, you mentioned victory. A lot of times victory in a match like this is, pinfall submission. Tonight, Cheeseburger with still reeling. Mil Muertes isn't looking for a pin or a submission. He was looking for Cheeseburger's soul, Jordan.
Tonight, victory is survival for Cheeseburger. It's not metaphorical. Mil Muertes wants that energy. He wants that hope that has willed Cheeseburger onwards towards the Citywide Championship. And he wants to harness all that Ambosia for himself. Cheeseburger now takes the fight to the outside, wiping Muertes out with a big dive, but we have to acknowledge those hooded figures on the outside, those druids of sort. They were the first calling card for Mil Muertes, Trading shots here is Cheeseburger. I'm not sure if this is the type of game you want to play against a man as big and dominant as Mil Muertes.
I mean, is Cheeseburger dressed for his own funeral? I mean, he has to figure out how to get out of his own way because he's been letting that self-doubt creep in, but...
Dressed in all white here, perhaps symbolic, perhaps the angel fighting through hell. And as the old adage goes, Toddy, in order to defeat a monster, you have to become one. I think that's what we're seeing here. Cheeseburger, he's scrappy. He's mean, he's ripping at the eyes and the mask of Mil Muertes. That's not usually what we'd see from the former Citywide champion, but desperate times call for desperate measures here. Roland Muertes back inside the ring. Sound strategy from Cheeseburger. He is a ring technician, a trainer at the Worldwide Dojo. This is where he's the most comfortable. Well, as comfortable as you can be in the ring with Mil Muertes.
Yeah, with that martial arts background. Oh, and as you said, Jordan, I don't know that this is where Cheeseburger wants to be. The city of Philadelphia behind Cheeseburger, but in a slugfest, dare I say. The brute force of Mil Muertes is going to catch up to Cheeseburger as it just did there.
Toddy, it's like fighting a brick wall, and the brick wall will win 100% of the time.
I fought some brick walls in my day, and yeah, I lost all of the fights.
Why am I not shocked?
Yeah.
Cheeseburger now trying to fight his way back up to a vertical base. Rolling elbow there, but Muertes barely staggered. A claw across the throat of Cheeseburger. Goes for him into a choke slam.
Goodness.
And Toddy, as you said, if this were traditional pin or submission rules here, Muertes very easily could have won the matchup there. I think trying to make Cheeseburger suffer, looking to make him pay for his proverbial sins here before stuffing him in that casket and shutting the lid.
And the man of 1,000 deaths, he's won. I mean, he smells blood in the water, especially on the streak that Cheeseburger had. Oh my goodness, what was that with?
I believe the contract, the UPS contract that Jose Zamora signed back in the Ghouls, Goblins, and Gimmicks match to introduce the Crusher. Now, Muertes using it to crush Cheeseburger, followed up with a steel chair. And we have to acknowledge the Grave Consequences match, a signature of Mil Muertes, but he does not have a spotless record. losing to the likes of the monster Matanza, and interestingly enough, fellow undersized underdog in Rey Fenix. So it's been done before, Toddy. Remains to be seen if Cheeseburger can do it here tonight.
We talk about the law of the jungle. A lot of the times animals pick off the weakest in their pack, and with Cheeseburger, the losses that have accumulated, I think it was a perfect time for the man of 1,000 deaths to claim the soul of Cheeseburger. But
What a
before he
chair
claims
hand cracking it across the back. He's claiming
he's gonna
something
shatter
already.
it.
And now, that steel grate, part of a junk pile. As if the concrete floor of Thunderbird Hall weren't enough, Toddy, Mil Muertes wants further damage, wants further punishment, wants further pain for Cheeseburger.
Yeah, what is all that stuff over there? There's a conglomeration of just dangerous objects.
Taking out the trash is Mil Muertes. Where he goes, destruction follows. Like a human war machine.
That's why he is king.
Now dragging Cheeseburger towards that casket for the first time in the matchup there, fighting atop that casket. You gotta think Mil Muertes seconds away from trying to throw Cheeseburger inside.
But there's broody druids all around the casket right now.
Muertes taking his time, soaking up the moment, saying, "This is your hero, this is your people's champion, I'm destroying him."
I don't think Mil Muertes at all cares that this audience here at the Thunderbird Hall are cheering for Cheeseburger. I think Mil Muertes actually appreciates that they are doing that because he is decimating their hero.
Cheeseburger, though, again, as we spoke to, trying to will himself onwards, trying to use that love and support from the labor of love faithful, but it only goes so far, man. I always say this. You can have all the grit and the fighting spirit and the heart in the world. Toddy, at a certain point, the physical body just gives out. There's only so much that you can do before the physical body just says, "I've had enough. I can't go anymore."
Referee Daniels trying to get the heck out of the way.
Muertes now grabbing at the face, the eyes, the nostrils, the mouth of Cheeseburger. He doesn't so much beat or fight an opponent as he does dissect them here.
There's nothing technical about that, and yes, of course, getting out of dodge here.
Yost heading for the hills. Some might call it cowardice. I call it survival instinct. An instinct that Cheeseburger, against his better judgment, has got to disavow here. And this is the kind of match that, Toddy, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say, takes years off of careers.
Well, that's the plan for Mil Muertes here. Some shadowy figure looms over Philadelphia.
Cheeseburger trying to fight back, but I mean trying the operative word here. Mil Muertes has returned every shot with 1,000, progressively stronger, progressively more devastating here.
Taking his time, playing with his food too, Jordan.
Labor of love faithful, rallying behind Cheeseburger here. At a certain point, if you're Cheeseburger, at what point do you just give in? Do you say, "I'm gonna live to fight another day"? I want to wrestle here in labor of love. I want to be a trainer at the Worldwide Dojo. I want my career and my life as I know it to continue.
Well, quit is not a four-letter word that Cheeseburger can say.
You see Muertes here going for the cover, hook the leg. That is instinct from Mil Muertes here. And he can intimidate Dan Yost all he wants. Yost is absolutely correct. The only way to win the match is by stuffing Cheeseburger in the casket and closing that lid. Really, really crucial miscalculation there from Mil Muertes.
And dare I say, he's taken a little bit too much time with Cheeseburger, Jordan.
Yeah, there is a thin line between, as I said earlier, methodical and overconfident. Mil Muertes is riding it and then some. This isn't just business for Mil Muertes. He enjoys hurting Cheeseburger. He enjoys taking the hero of these Philly fans and making an example out of him. Even in the chest with that chop. And Cheeseburger still fights. This is the spirit of a champion, a former Citywide champion on full display.
That's why they call him the Rhythm.
Now Muertes with a rhythm of his own. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Repeated, unrelenting here, Toddy.
And the rain is starting to come down. I don't know if you feel those drops, Jordan, but it's definitely spitting out here. This is a horror movie ending.
Yeah, perhaps the rain prematurely soaking the grave of Cheeseburger. You spoke to it, Toddy. Muertes taking a lot of time, perhaps too much, enjoying the cheers and the hatred from the audience. Turning his back on Cheeseburger. I understand Muertes is so much bigger. I understand that this is his match, but that is never something you can afford to do against a former Citywide champion. Case in point, nothing but post for the shoulder of Muertes here.
I think Muertes wanted the audience here to soak in exactly what was happening to Cheeseburger in front of them, making sure all eyes on Cheeseburger getting decimated.
And Muertes returning the favor here, just as Cheeseburger looks like he maybe is bouncing back in this thing. Muertes with an answer and a collision in the center, both men down. But for the first time, dare I say, excuse me, Toddy, since the opening bell, this feels like a fair fight. This feels like it is in some way even marginally even.
I was about to say, we haven't seen Muertes off his feet very much in this contest. You can't tower over somebody if you're on your back.
You can see Dan Yost administering the count. And like a zombified, undead figure, Muertes sitting up. Cheeseburger not far behind. Ducks the shot. Got to stick and move. Got to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee does Cheeseburger. In the corner. Again. Deceptively powerful forearm into the cartwheel. Super kick. And again, Muertes off his feet here, Toddy.
But Cheeseburger, does he have enough left in the tank here? Because at the very least, if Muertes is knocked off his moorings, if he's half knocked out, he has to drag that large body of Muertes over to the casket. And can Cheeseburger, does he have enough strength left to even do that? I guess we'll see here.
Do I think Cheeseburger has what it takes to eke out a win in a traditional singles match against Muertes? Absolutely I do. He proved that and then some in his time as Citywide champion. But in this match, in a grave consequences match, I'm not so sure. Muertes back up to his feet with a spear.
Death sat right back up to meet Cheeseburger at the door here.
Yeah, forgive the cliche, Toddy. You simply cannot kill what is already dead. The mortal part of Muertes died a long, long time ago.
Soaking in the hate. Basking in it even.
Like a dark father. It wills him. Now, loosening the turnbuckle pad here. Removing the turnbuckle entirely. What the hell is Muertes doing? Is that a wrench that he has in hand? Choking Cheeseburger with a damn wrench?
With a piece of the ring here with a hook on the end. Disastrous.
This is not about championship contention. This is not about bragging rights. This is about a man's soul. And Muertes may be moments away from claiming it. Cracking Cheeseburger upside the skull. He's lucky if he's not concussed after this match, Toddy.
That's a great point, Jordan. There's not much to gain. There's only something to lose in this competition, and it is your soul you will be losing.
And you see Muertes instructing these ghouls to close the casket. What do you make of this?
Not quite certain what he has planned here as he's instructing some orders here.
Directing traffic, of course, giving Cheeseburger Time on the outside to recuperate. Oh, no.
Oh, his assailants have been instructed to pick up the casket, and it looks like, Jordan, the casket is entering its final procession into the ring.
That is exactly why he loosened that bottom rope here. It wasn't to do any direct damage to Cheeseburger. It was to bring that casket in the ring. He said, you're a pure wrestler, you're a technical master, you're comfortable in between the squared circle. That's where you'll meet your demise, Cheeseburger. And as we said, Cheeseburger, as that was going on, given time on the inside to recuperate, trying to mount a comeback, but trying's all he's doing here, Toddy.
Oh, he has him. I think this is the first time. Oh, goodness,
Cheeseburger is inside the casket. All that is left for Muertes to do is to close the lid.
The lid has been lifted up here. Cheeseburger with the last gasp of breath in his lungs, pushing away. You can see his feet stopping Muertes. Shots to the head here.
Cheeseburger knows that when that casket closes, it's not just on this match. It may be on his entire career, here in Labor of Love and beyond. He's given his heart, he's given his soul to professional wrestling. He's not trying to lose it tonight. Slugging it out here, Burger shoots Muertes off the ropes, reversal of the whip. Elbow to the mush. Mask can't
Momentum
protect
back
that.
behind Cheeseburger.
Oh. One shot, Toddy. All it takes is one shot from Muertes to clean the clock and knock Cheeseburger clean down.
Wasn't even much of a strike there. It was just a straight up punch to the body.
Well, Muertes connecting with Dan Yost, but certainly not in the way he expected. We saw the official drawing the ire of Muertes, but let's be very clear here, Toddy. That was a clear miscalculation. Muertes meant that for Cheeseburger, instead connected with the official. That was incidental.
Well, that's why Dan Yost has been trying to create space here, but no Muertes.
No. Depositing Cheeseburger back first on that casket. Absolutely no give.
His limp body just draped over it and almost in a crucifix position there.
We got Steve Scharf back in this thing, replacing Dan Yost. I mean, to me, it's a matter of time. Cheeseburger's done. There's no coming back from that, Toddy.
Unfortunately, I think wait, roll through here.
Perhaps we spoke too soon. Super kick. Cheeseburger has beaten the odds before, and even after his own body dented that casket, he still fights for Labor of Love, for his own soul.
Future of this company has been a bit of mystery without Billy Avery, but we still have Cheeseburger.
Well, we don't have referee Steve Scharf. Another official wiped out. Muertes with a DDT. In comes Patalucio. Perhaps
how many souls is this match going to claim?
We already got two officials. I think we're about to find a third.
Oh, God, no.
Muertes blinded by rage. He doesn't realize he needs someone to make the call. If and when he's able to put Cheeseburger inside that casket and close the lid, he needs someone to make the call, and I think finally realizing that.
Unbelievable!
Yeah, someone yelling unbelievable. That's one word to call it.
I am not one to count Cheeseburger out. He has made a career out of being underestimated and bouncing back to the highest peaks, but I'm sorry, Toddy, I don't see a world where he comes back from this.
This is actually getting pretty hard to watch, Jordan. Especially with the help of his own society here.
Yeah, as the lid is lifted, an uncomfortable chill has befell Thunderbird Hall, and Cheeseburger's soul has been claimed by Muertes. No! Hold on!
Wait a second here.
It ain't over till it's over, Toddy.
Bit of a third win from Cheeseburger.
The Druids on the outside, a little sluggish to hand that lid, and I think that might have saved Cheeseburger here.
See how that casket lid just dented off the head of Cheeseburger there.
Third official, third wind. Yeah, I can barely keep track here.
But here's a question for you, Jordan. I understand this match is over when someone is in that casket, but the way Cheeseburger has been taking shots here, what happens if he passes before he's even put in the casket?
Well, I think the onus is still on Muertes to put him in that casket, his limp, unconscious, lifeless body, and close that lid. But we got bigger problems here, Toddy. A shovel and a chain introduced by Muertes. As if he wasn't dangerous enough before, as if this match wasn't dangerous enough before. Further weaponry introduced by Muertes.
And he's sharking around the ring here.
He's lost his damn mind is what he's done.
We always knew that Muertes may not have had the conscience, the man of 1,000 deaths, looking to claim another soul.
But gave Cheeseburger time to recuperate now with that very same shovel that he introduced. Cracked across his back into the midsection, but Muertes barely phased. Toddy, can you believe that? Hit repeatedly, time and time and time again with a metal shovel, and still with the wherewithal to crack Cheeseburger upside the skull. Still with the wherewithal to choke him with this damn chain.
That shovel barely made him flinch, and now choking the life out of Cheeseburger.
This Cheeseburger has reached its expiration date, and Muertes, we're gonna throw it in the trash.
Oh no!
Wrapping a steel chain across a man's throat and pulling is devastating. Hucking a man across a wrestling ring is devastating. To do both at the same time, to huck a man across a wrestling ring with a steel chain wrapped around his neck, that is pain I cannot even begin to fathom.
Yeah, you're choking yourself with your own weight. Your own weight is held against you. Oh God, now Muertes with the shovel.
To the throat of Cheeseburger. He's trying to decapitate him.
Thankfully, the camera folks here panned a little bit up there. We thought we were going to see a decapitation live here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If we're not demonetized at this point, then
yeah.
What are we even doing? It's a formality at this point. Please, buy your tickets for December 6th, the next time Labor of Love comes to Philadelphia, because that is the only time we're seeing any type of income after what Muertes has introduced to us here. Oh, no.
Is that what I think it is, Jordan?
Well, that is a trick-or-treat basket, but there is nothing fun, fancy, or whimsical about it. That is a witch's cauldron of thumbtacks, Toddy. And I could not agree more with our audience in attendance.
Pulling them out of that cauldron, but wait a second, Burger! Oh! Crack in the back!
From Cheeseburger!
Come on, Burger.
Burger now rearranging those thumbtacks. And you can see another gear has been kicked in for Cheeseburger.
It almost like it invigorated him to see those dumped out.
Talking about when a man smells his own blood, it awakens something deep within him. That's what we're seeing here, trying to roll the massive, limp frame of Muertes towards that casket. There are these ghouls! These skeleton-hooded druids that stalked and attacked Cheeseburger for months before we even knew Muertes was behind all this.
We remember these three-masked hoodlums that attacked Burger a few months back. It's like Muertes!
Powerbomb onto the thumbtacks, and Burger was gonna do it, Toddy. After all the punishment, Burger was gonna do it. Oh my God.
What?
It's the Citywide Street Gang.
This whole time?
All along. It's been Shea Morrigan, Martin Hughes and Tom LaRosa, the Citywide Street Gang, doing the bidding of Mil Muertes.
But why?
I have no earthly idea. And there's a fourth one now. We introduced Shay Morrigan, this group of hoodlums, a couple months back, and now we got another entrant of the Citywide Street Gang. When will it end?
Coming out with a kendo stick here as if he appeared in the Ghouls, Goblins, and Gimmicks match earlier on. Looks like the head druid.
Just when we were starting to like this guy, just when they were starting to endear themselves. What?
What? Wait a second.
Well, clearly, with a different agenda, clearly not working with Mil Muertes. Oh! It's Billy Avery! The founder! Well, we haven't seen him in months. We talked about that back injury. That's the whole reason Dr. Wink took up the mantle. But Billy Avery's here!
Billy's back may be broken, but gosh, his spirit isn't.
Evening the odds for his old friend Cheeseburger.
Feels like the family's getting back together. Now it's down to one-on-one like this competition should have been.
I barely know what to make of this. The Citywide Street Gang doing the bidding of Mil Muertes. They've been stalking and attacking Cheeseburger for months. Billy Avery is back, and we still need a winner of this matchup, Toddy. Oh, Muertes again, rake in the face.
So much questions needs to be answered. Citywide Street Gang with Mil Muertes, the return of Billy Avery, more at 11, but right now we still have some grave consequences.
Sharpened shot to the chest from Mil Muertes, and though they've been ran off by Billy Avery here, the damage may have already been done by the Citywide Street Gang. Look at that thumbtacks lodged in the back of Cheeseburger. It's a human being, man.
It's like having a dozen piercings on your back here.
That Cheeseburger deposited on that top rope. Evil intentions from Muertes. He's not getting Cheeseburger in the casket like this. He's going to continue to try and make him pay, to add more punishment, to break his body as he breaks his spirit. What's he thinking here, Toddy?
I think he's attempting to end Cheeseburger in front of the best friends that Cheeseburger has here. You hear our audience begging Mil Muertes, no, don't do it. It is not worth it. He wants to inflict punishment before that casket lid closes, Jordan.
But Cheeseburger, he's not going. He's sandbagging himself, dropping his entire body weight on the top turnbuckle here. Sends Mil Muertes down to the canvas.
Come on, Burger.
Says you're not taking my soul that easily. But Muertes.
Just ripping him down by his head.
More thumbtacks lodged into the back, but Cheeseburger off the ropes. DDT! And that steel chain introduced by Muertes now wrapped around the arm of Burger.
I think he's looking for a taste of his own medicine here. He's going to serve that chain up to Mil Muertes, wrapped around, and Cheeseburger going to his furthest corners, to his deepest, darkest points here to attempt a comeback against Mil Muertes.
To beat a monster, you gotta become one. Steel upside the skull of Muertes. He's in the casket.
Get the lid.
And the lid is closed. Cheeseburger's done it.
The winner of the match, Cheeseburger!
And you know what they say, only those evil live to see their own likeness in stone. Cheeseburger victorious this evening at Mischief Mayhem 4, and there were grave consequences to pay, Jordan.
Cheeseburger saved his soul, but as you said, more questions than answers. The Citywide Street Gang behind it all. Billy Avery is back for his boy, and we are desperately out of time. Fans, for Toddy Tondera, I've been Jordan Castle. This has been Mischief Night Mayhem 4 Grave Consequences. We will see you December 6th once more with feeling. We thank you for joining us.